Hello, Halifax real estate fans. Brenda Kay here, sweet Miss Frankie, sound asleep right beside me on my desk. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Let's check out May and see what happened there in the market. So let's start with the active because this just will blow your mind like it did me. We've got 419 active listings. I mean, come on, 419 active listings, down 68% from last year. So are we still in the same type of market we have been in the last few months? Absolutely. The number of sales, 718 sales. 37% over May of last year. May of last year, we were also locked down into the pandemic. So we were working with the same type of markets. Everyone's looking at it a little differently this year. We've been into it for a year, but still, I mean, sales year to date, 3,228. We're talking almost 1,000 difference in year to date with the sales here. And the days on market, I mean, 15 days is the average days on market. So we were looking at 60, 52, 62. You look back at 2018. Oh my God, I remember when it was 90. I'd say, oh yeah, no, the average days on market is 90. We're good. Yeah, those days are long gone. Month supply. We don't even have a full month supply here in Halifax. So what that means, if nobody listed, again, for a month, this is how long the inventory that we currently have on the market would last. Pretty scary. I look back at 2018 there at 6.5 months, just shy of 6.5 months. Okay, this literally blew my mind when I looked at it. So last year, the average price was $360,000 change. Guys, $479,568. So let's do the math there. Let me see. That's like $1 shy of 119,000. 119,000. This market is still in a deep seller's market. Maybe not as frenzied as it was a couple months ago, but we are still in the same type of market right now. The percentage of sold to list, 112%. I mean, it's so funny because people say now, like, oh, I just sell. I don't even need to go on the market. Oh, no. This is the time when you want to go on the market because the inventory is so low. You want to make sure you're out there on the MLS system and get these kind of numbers with you. So, and we have the increase there is 33%. So that the increase in the value. So when you think about it, normally like I remember years ago, a TD economist had taught me that 2 to 4%, can average it out at 3. And you can see back in 2018 there, it was on the minus of 2.7. Last year, we're up 7.9. And we were like, oh my God, we're up 7.9. That is nuts. This year is nuts. 33% up in values. So let's look at, I love my graphs here. So let's look at the active, and this is where you really see. So here's our blue down here, and way up here, you can see where we were in 2018. There's even a big gap here just between us and 2020. And we've got the sales here, the same thing. When you look at the graphs, I mean, here the sales are up here. Here's 2020 down here. So, I mean, it really, really makes a big difference. And when you look at them in this scope, like I said, I love my graphs, love the little colored lines. It really kind of gives us a more of a visual when you're looking at it. So the days on market, again, look, you're down. That's crazy. You're way down here. 2018, we're up here. And look, even in 2020, look how close they were there for days on market. We have the average price. And again, this just like literally, guys, this just blows my mind. It's been 13 plus years for me doing real estate in Halifax, and never ever in the day, even my own started trading my own real estate in the early 1980s, never ever thought we'd see, look, that's huge. That's a big gap there with the average price. So I think the thing right now is, beware when pricing, like that's so important right now. So this is a type of market where the realtor's expertise and knowledge and strategies that are used to do the pricing properly is what you really, really need in this market. Are there buyers that are going to run and knock on your door and say, hey, I'd like to buy you privately? This probably, is the market where you want to say, well, let me double check. Let me double think that if I've done it before, this has worked in this market, sit and talk to an experienced realtor, take in their knowledge, their expertise. And like I said, if you've been thinking of selling, maybe downsizing, wow, is this the market? I'm Brenda Kay. The sweet Miss Frankie is asleep beside me, and I will see you next month with the stats. Cheers.